What if I told you there's a single chemical that's basically a secret king ruling over our entire global economy? Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain on the world of industrial chemistry to reveal a substance so fundamental it has absolutely earned its royal title. So, let's start with a question. If you had to pick just one product to measure how strong a nation's industry is, what would you pick? Maybe steel? Crude oil, perhaps? Go on, take a second and think about it. The answer, and this might surprise you, is sulfuric acid. That's H₂SO₄ for all you chemistry buffs out there. You know, it's so indispensable that it's actually known as the king of chemicals. So in this explainer, we're going to dive into exactly how it got that crown. So why this acid? Of all the chemicals out there, why this one? The answer is actually pretty simple. Because it's used in so many different industrial processes, the amount a country makes and uses is a direct barometer of its overall industrial health. Think of it this way. More acid means more manufacturing, more building, more everything. More acid just means more industry. And listen to how definitive that is. It's not just one of the most important chemicals. It is the most produced and the most used industrial acid on the entire planet. Now that's a huge claim, so let's dig into the properties that give it that kind of power. To really understand the king's reign, we've got to look at what it's made of. What is it about this one chemical that makes it so ridiculously versatile and essential? Well, it all boils down to a few key properties. On paper, it's a strong, colorless, and very corrosive mineral acid. But its real power, its superpowers, you could say, come from two main things. It's an incredibly powerful dehydrating agent, and it's a really effective oxidizing agent. This is its triple threat. Its strong acidity is perfect for cleaning metals. Its dehydrating power is so intense, it literally rips water molecules right out of other substances. And its oxidizing ability helps kickstart all sorts of chemical reactions. It's this unique combination of skills that makes it the ultimate industrial multi-tool. So where is this chemical multi-tool being used? Well, its biggest and maybe most important kingdom is one that affects every single person on this planet, our global food supply. Just look at this. A staggering 60%, yep, more than half of the world's entire supply of this stuff goes into just one industry, making fertilizer. Let that sink in for a moment. This one acid is directly responsible for our ability to grow enough food for everyone. It's the absolutely critical ingredient for making things like phosphate fertilizers and ammonium sulfate. And these aren't just random chemicals. They're the nutrients that make our soil rich and give us the massive crop yields we need for modern farming. Put it this way, without the king of chemicals, our fields would be way less productive and our food security would be in real trouble. Okay, so it helps feed the world. Pretty big deal, right? But the king's influence goes far, far beyond the farm. Let's move into its second great realm, being the engine for our entire modern economy. You know the gasoline in your car or the diesel in all those delivery trucks? They exist thanks to sulfuric acid. It plays a huge role in refining crude oil, acting like a purifier to remove all the gunk and create the clean, efficient fuels that power, well, everything that moves. And what about the car itself? The steel that makes up its frame has to be perfectly clean to be strong and safe. Sulfuric acid is used in a process called pickling, which basically strips away all the rust and scale, getting the metal ready for use in everything from cars to skyscrapers. And we're not even done with the car yet. That standard lead-acid battery that cranks your engine to life, it's filled with diluted sulfuric acid. That's the electrolyte. It's the chemical juice that allows the battery to store and release electricity. It is, quite literally, the spark that gets our world moving every single day. So beyond all these huge industries, the king is also something of a kingmaker. It's a foundational chemical, a starting point, used to create thousands of other products we use every day. We're talking detergents, plastics, dyes, and even life-saving pharmaceuticals. It really is the chemical that makes other chemicals. So when you start to piece all of this together, you really begin to see the incredible scale of its reign. It commands this massive, invisible empire that props up almost every single part of our modern lives. I mean, just think about its reach for a second. Farming, cars, fuel, medicine, cleaning supplies. Sulfuric acid is the common, hidden thread that runs through all of them, tying together nearly every piece of our economy. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? It's not just some other ingredient, it's the foundation of industrial development. It's the bedrock that our modern world is built on. So ultimately, we're all living inside this invisible empire, one that's built and sustained by this one powerful chemical. It's in the food we eat and the fuel in our cars, which really leaves us with one final big question. What would our world even look like without the king of chemicals?